Good morning, everyone. Every morning you wake up with a choice to rise and fight for your dreams or to stay in the comfort of excuses. What will you choose? Because let me tell you something. Excuses may give you temporary comfort, but they will never take you forward. Life is not about what happens to us. It is about how we respond. We all have struggles, pain, and moments where we feel like giving up. But excuses will only keep you trapped in the same place, while courage will push you forward. No one has ever achieved greatness by saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." No mountain was ever climbed by someone who feared the first step. No story was ever written by a person who kept waiting for the perfect moment. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is only now. So, listen to me carefully. If you have dreams, fight for them. If you want to change your life, stop waiting, stand up, face the world, and say, no more excuses, because strength is not given, it is built. Confidence is not born, it is created. And success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who act. It comes to those. Every person at some point in their life faces challenges, setbacks, and moments of self-doubt. It is human nature to seek comfort, to avoid discomfort, and to rationalize inaction with well-crafted excuses. We tell ourselves that we are too tired, too inexperienced, too young, too old, or simply not ready. But the truth is, every excuse we make is just another chain that holds us back from reaching our full potential. Excuses are the walls we build around ourselves, keeping us in the same place, shielding us from the discomfort of growth. The moment we stop making excuses and start taking action, we break free from those walls and step into a world of endless possibilities. Excuses feel safe. They provide an illusion of protection from failure and rejection. When we convince ourselves that we cannot do something because of external circumstances, we shift the responsibility away from ourselves. It is easier to blame time, money, or opportunity than to accept that the real obstacle is within us. But the problem with excuses is that they do not just keep us from failure. They also keep us from success. They hold us back from experiencing life fully, from exploring our potential, and from achieving the things we once dreamed of. Excuses keep us trapped in a cycle of stagnation, where nothing changes, and we remain stuck in the same place year after year. Action, on the other hand, is the key that unlocks new opportunities. The moment we decide to take action, we break the chains of hesitation and fear. Action leads to momentum, and momentum creates progress. Even the smallest step forward is better than standing still. People who achieve great things in life are not necessarily the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest. They are the ones who refuse to let excuses dictate their lives. They understand that if they wait for the perfect moment, they will wait forever. Instead, they take the first step, no matter how small, and they keep moving forward despite the obstacles in their way. The reality is that nothing worth achieving comes easily. Every great success story is built on a foundation of perseverance, resilience, and hard work. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of challenges, but the refusal to use those challenges as an excuse. Life will always throw difficulties our way. There will always be reasons to give up, to delay, to postpone. But if we truly want to achieve something, we must stop looking for reasons why we can't and start focusing on how we can. Fear is often the root of excuses. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of not being good enough. These fears create the perfect environment for excuses to thrive. But fear is just an illusion, a mental barrier that disappears the moment we take action. The first step is always the hardest, but once we push past it, we realize that most of our fears were unfounded. Taking action does not guarantee immediate success, but it guarantees progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to our goals. Some of the most inspiring people in history faced unimaginable obstacles, yet they refused to let excuses define them. They did not wait for ideal circumstances. They created their own opportunities. They understood that every excuse was just a roadblock standing between them and their dreams. They did not allow their fears, failures, or setbacks to stop them. Instead, they used those experiences as lessons, as stepping stones to something greater. The same applies to every one of us. Our dreams, our goals, our ambitions, they are all within our reach, but only if we stop making excuses and start taking action. The beauty of taking action is that it empowers us. When we act, we prove to ourselves that we are capable, that we are stronger than our fears, and that we have the power to shape our future. We realize that we are not victims of circumstance but architects of our destiny. This shift in mindset is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck in a cycle of unfulfilled potential. Every morning, we have a choice. We can either wake up and repeat the same excuses that have held us back, or we can choose to take action, no matter how small. The path to success is built on daily decisions, on small, consistent efforts that accumulate over time. Progress is not about making giant leaps. It is about moving forward, step by step, refusing to let excuses dictate our lives. The moment we embrace action over excuses, we open the door to growth, achievement, and fulfillment. Life is about response, not circumstances. Every person in this world faces challenges. Some are born into wealth, while others struggle for basic necessities. Some have supportive families, while others face loneliness. Some get opportunities easily, while others have to fight for every inch of progress. But in the end, what truly defines a person is not what happens to them, but how they respond to it. Life is unpredictable, and no one has control over every situation. But what we do have control over is our mindset, our attitude, and the way we choose to react to the difficulties we face. Two people can go through the same situation and come out with completely different outcomes. One may see failure as a dead end, while the other may see it as a lesson. One may complain about hardships, while the other may use them as motivation to grow. This difference is not about luck or circumstances. It is about response. Those who succeed in life are not those who have had an easy journey, but those who refuse to let their hardships define them. They took control of their response instead of allowing circumstances to control them. Pain is inevitable. Loss is inevitable. Disappointments are inevitable. But suffering is optional. When faced with adversity, some people choose to let it break them, while others choose to rise above it. The same storm that destroys one person can make another stronger. The same failure that makes one person give up can push another person to work even harder. The difference lies in how we interpret our experiences. Do we see them as signs to stop, or do we see them as lessons that make us wiser, tougher, and more prepared for the road ahead? History is filled with stories of people who were born into difficult circumstances, faced rejection or lost everything, but still found a way to turn their lives around. They did not allow their hardships to define them. Instead, they used those hardships as fuel to push forward. They understood that while they could not always control what happened to them, they could always control how they responded. This simple but powerful truth is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up. When life gets tough, it is easy to blame circumstances. It is easy to say, "I had no choice," or "life is unfair," but blaming circumstances does not change them. Complaining about problems does not solve them. Wishing things were different does not make them different. The only thing that can truly change a situation is our response to it. We can choose to take responsibility for our lives, or we can choose to let circumstances dictate our future. Those who take responsibility find a way forward, no matter how difficult the path may be. They do not wait for life to be fair. They work with what they have and create their own opportunities. There will always be obstacles. There will always be moments when life seems unfair. But instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of saying, "I have no control," ask, "What part of this situation can I influence?" There's always something within our power, no matter how small. And sometimes it is not about changing the situation, but about changing how we see it. A challenge can be seen as a burden or as an opportunity to grow. A failure can be seen as proof of incompetence or as a stepping stone to success. When we take control of our response, we take control of our lives. The strongest people are not those who have never faced pain, but those who have learned to use pain as motivation. They turn obstacles into stepping stones, setbacks into comebacks, and hardships into wisdom. They understand that circumstances do not define them. Their response does. No matter what happens, they refuse to give up. They refuse to let circumstances dictate their future. They choose action over excuses, growth over comfort, and resilience over defeat. Every person has the power to choose their response. No matter how difficult the situation, no matter how unfair life may seem, we always have a choice, and that choice determines everything. It is not about where we come from or what happens to us. It is about what we do with what we have. Those who understand this truth are unstoppable. They are the ones who rise above challenges, who keep moving forward even when everything seems against them, because they know that in the end, life is not about circumstances. It is about response. Many people spend their entire lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for everything to be perfect before they take the first step. They tell themselves that once the conditions are ideal, once they feel completely ready, then they will start working on their dreams. But what they do not realize is that the perfect moment they are waiting for does not exist. There will never be a time when everything is perfectly aligned, when fear completely disappears, when all obstacles are removed, and when the path to success is smooth and clear. Success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action, despite uncertainty, despite fear, despite imperfection. If you look at the people who have achieved greatness, you will see that none of them had a flawless beginning. They did not have all the answers when they started. They did not wait for the perfect circumstances to begin their journey. Instead, they took action with what they had, where they were, and with whatever knowledge they possessed at that moment. They understood that waiting for perfection would only lead to inaction, and inaction leads to regret. Those who achieve success are not necessarily the ones who had everything figured out from the start. They are the ones who were willing to begin, to take the first step, even when the timing was not ideal. Fear often disguises itself as logic. People convince themselves that they are being wise by waiting for the right moment. They say they need more time, more resources, or more knowledge before they can begin. But in reality, this is just fear holding them back. They fear failure. They fear judgment. They fear making mistakes. And so they use time as an excuse. But time is not the issue. Mindset is. The people who succeed are not the ones who have more time. They are the ones who make the most of the time they have. They understand that every day spent waiting is a day lost. They refuse to let hesitation and doubt steal their future. Every dream, every goal, every ambition demands action. No book was ever written by someone who kept waiting for the perfect words. No business was ever built by someone who waited for the perfect market conditions. No athlete ever reached the top by waiting until they felt completely prepared. The truth is, action creates progress, and progress builds momentum. Even the smallest step forward is better than standing still. When you take action, you learn, you adapt, you grow. You discover what works and what doesn't. You develop skills that cannot be gained through waiting. Experience is the best teacher, and experience only comes through action. Perfection is an illusion that prevents people from moving forward. There will always be things that could be better, always uncertainties that make us hesitate. But waiting for everything to be perfect before taking action is the greatest mistake one can make. Those who wait often find themselves looking back years later, realizing that they wasted valuable time. They see others who started with less, who faced just as many challenges, but who succeeded simply because they dared to begin. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is action. Those who act despite fear, despite imperfection, despite doubt, are the ones who make progress. The most successful people in the world did not have an easy path. They faced setbacks, failures, and moments of self-doubt. But instead of waiting for things to get better, they worked with what they had. They learned along the way. They took risks, made mistakes, and adjusted their strategies. They understood that success is not about avoiding failure. It is about learning from it. Every mistake is a lesson, every failure is a stepping stone, and every setback is an opportunity to grow. The only real failure is not trying at all. There will always be reasons to delay, always reasons to say, "Not now." But if you truly want to achieve something, you must stop waiting. Stop waiting for motivation to magically appear. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop waiting for the right people to come into your life. The time to start is now, with whatever you have. Success is not reserved for those who wait for perfection. It is achieved by those who take imperfect action and refine their path along the way. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to start. Success will not wait, so why should you? Courage is not something you are born with. It is something you develop. Many people believe that bravery is an inborn trait, that some people are naturally fearless while others are not. But the truth is, courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. No one starts their journey feeling completely confident or fearless. Everyone has doubts, insecurities, and fears. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to take action despite it. Every time you choose to step forward instead of holding back, every time you take a risk instead of staying in your comfort zone, you are building courage. People often wait to feel brave before taking action. They think that once they have enough confidence, they will finally chase their dreams, speak up for themselves, or take the next big step in their lives. But courage does not come before action. It comes because of action. The only way to become braver is to do the things that scare you. The first time will be difficult. The second time will still be uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Over time, what once terrified you will become second nature. The only way to overcome fear is to face it repeatedly until it loses its power over you. Courage is not about being fearless. It is about acting even when you are afraid. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty and risk. It is the mind's way of trying to protect you from potential failure or embarrassment. But if you let fear dictate your actions, you will remain stuck. You will never discover your true potential, never take the opportunities that could change your life, and never grow into the person you were meant to be. The only way to move past fear is to refuse to let it control you. You may feel afraid, but you can still act. You may feel uncertain, but you can still take the first step. Courage is simply the decision to move forward despite the fear. The greatest achievements in life require courage. Whether it is pursuing your dreams, speaking your truth, standing up for yourself, or making a difficult decision, every act of growth requires bravery. The people who inspire us the most, leaders, innovators, change makers, are not people who never felt fear. They are people who felt fear but chose to act anyway. They took the first step even when they were unsure. They embraced the possibility of failure because they knew that the only real failure is not trying at all. They built their courage through action, one decision at a time. Every time you take action, you are proving to yourself that you are capable. Fear often tricks us into believing that we are not ready, that we are not good enough, that we will fail. But action destroys those doubts. When you do something you once thought was impossible, your confidence grows. You start to see yourself differently. You realize that you are stronger than you thought, that you are capable of handling challenges, and that fear does not have to control your life. The more you push yourself, the more you expand your limits. What once seemed impossible becomes achievable. What once made you anxious becomes something you handle with ease. Taking action does not mean you will never fail. In fact, failure is a part of the process, but failure is not a sign that you should stop. It is a sign that you are trying, learning, and growing. Every successful person has faced failure at some point. The difference is that they did not let failure define them. They saw it as a lesson, as a stepping stone, as a necessary part of the journey. They understood that courage is not about avoiding failure. It is about continuing to move forward despite it. There is no shortcut to building courage. You cannot think your way into bravery, and you cannot wait for fear to disappear before taking action. The only way to become courageous is to practice courage. Start small if you must, but start. Do something every day that challenges you, that pushes you outside your comfort zone. Say yes to opportunities that scare you. Speak up when you feel like staying silent. Try something new, even if you are afraid of failing. The more you act, the more courageous you will become. Courage is built through experience. It is built through action. And the more you take action, the more fearless you become. The life you want is on the other side of fear, and the only way to get there is to take the first step. Do not wait for courage to come to you. Go out and build it. Success is not determined by talent alone. It is not about intelligence, luck, or even passion. While these things matter, they are not the deciding factor in whether someone achieves their goals or falls short. The one thing that separates those who succeed from those who do not is discipline. Discipline is the ability to show up every day, put in the work, and stay committed even when motivation fades, even when obstacles arise, and even when progress seems slow. It is the quiet force that turns dreams into reality, that transforms potential into achievement, and that creates lasting success. Without discipline, even the most talented and passionate individuals will struggle to reach their full potential. Many people wait to feel motivated before they take action. They tell themselves that once they feel inspired, they will start working on their goals. But motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you feel energized and ready to take on the world. Other days you feel exhausted and uninspired. If you rely on motivation alone, you will never be consistent. Discipline, on the other hand, does not depend on how you feel. It is the commitment to do what needs to be done, no matter what. It is waking up early to work on your dreams even when you would rather sleep in. It is pushing through challenges even when you feel like giving up. It is showing up for yourself every single day, regardless of circumstances. Discipline is about making choices that align with your goals even when they are difficult. It means saying no to distractions, temptations, and excuses. It means prioritizing long-term success over short-term comfort. Many people fail to achieve their goals not because they lack the ability, but because they struggle with consistency. They start strong, but lose momentum when things get hard. They allow temporary discomfort to dictate their actions. But those who understand the power of discipline do not give in to their emotions. They push through the moments of doubt, the moments of frustration, the moments when progress feels invisible. They know that every small effort adds up over time and that the only way to achieve greatness is through consistent, disciplined action. There will always be reasons to delay, to take a break, to justify inaction. Life is full of distractions, obstacles, and difficulties. But discipline is about making progress despite those challenges. It is about taking control of your time, your habits, and your mindset. It is about refusing to let circumstances dictate your future. People who succeed in life are not those who never face setbacks, but those who refuse to let setbacks stop them. They adjust, they adapt, they keep moving forward. They understand that every day is an opportunity to improve, to get closer to their goals, to build the life they want. Discipline is what turns effort into excellence. It is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Talent alone is not enough. Passion alone is not enough. Even intelligence and hard work are not enough if they are not applied consistently. The most successful people in any field, athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders, are not necessarily the most gifted. They are the ones who have mastered discipline. They have built habits that keep them on track. They have trained themselves to keep going, even when things get tough. They do not wait for the right mood or the perfect moment. They take action every day, knowing that success is not a single event but the result of thousands of small, disciplined choices over time. Self-discipline is the foundation of personal freedom. When you develop discipline, you take control of your life. You no longer let distractions, impulses, or emotions dictate your actions. You create structure, consistency, and progress. You become the kind of person who does what they say they will do. You become reliable, both to yourself and to others. And with that reliability comes confidence. The confidence that no matter what happens, you have the strength to stay committed to your goals. The greatest rewards in life come to those who are willing to be disciplined. The dream body, the successful career, the financial freedom, the personal growth, none of it happens overnight. It is built through small daily decisions. It is built through habits that seem insignificant in the moment, but create massive results over time. And the best part? Discipline is something anyone can develop. It is not a natural talent. It is a skill. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. The more you push yourself to stay committed, the easier it gets. Your destiny is not shaped by luck or by chance. It is shaped by your daily habits, by the choices you make, and by the discipline you cultivate. Every moment is an opportunity to take control of your future, to move closer to your goals, and to build the life you deserve. The question is not whether you have what it takes. The question is whether you are willing to be disciplined enough to make it happen. Life does not wait for perfect conditions, nor does success belong to those who merely wish for it. It belongs to those who take action, who refuse to let circumstances define them, and who push forward despite fear, failure, and doubt. The journey is never easy. There will be struggles, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. But in the end, what truly matters is not where you started or what challenges you faced, but how you responded to them. No excuse is strong enough to hold back someone determined to succeed. Discipline, courage, and perseverance are the true forces that shape destiny. Those who understand this truth do not wait for motivation, do not fear imperfection, and do not give up when the road gets tough. They embrace every challenge as an opportunity to grow, every failure as a lesson, and every day as a chance to take one step closer to their dreams. The choice is always in your hands. Will you let fear, excuses, and distractions keep you from becoming the person you were meant to be? Or will you rise, take action, and claim the life you deserve? The world does not need more people who wait. It needs people who act. And if you choose to act, to move forward without excuses, and to embrace discipline as your greatest tool, there is nothing that can stop you from achieving greatness.